I have got to admit, I've really got to admit that I have had better hair days, that's for sure. So, I got home this afternoon and I wanted to make a fairly quick live stream, no more than about 10 or 15 minutes at the most, because many of you, and rightfully so, many of you are writing me and inquiring with me about the health insurance that is being required for retirees here in Thailand. And there are so many variables that come into play here. Um, One is, did you get grandfathered in? Did you have your last check in before October the 31st? Did you? Hey, Jim, good morning to you, buddy. How are you? Let me throw your wrench in there just in case uh, I need to. Good to see you, man. Um, so, and then there are a lot of other questions about, what kind of health insurance do I buy? Where do I get it? All these different things, right? So I've seen blog after blog. Hey, John, I've seen blog after blog about Thailand has a website for retirees that can purchase health insurance that is they pretty much I mean, not pretty much, they guarantee that if you buy through this website, you will have the coverage. So it looks like, out of everything I've seen, I'm going to get into the logistics of the pragmatic, logical component of this in just a second. But it looks like that your minimums are going to be $40,000. I'm sorry, 40,000 baht outpatient coverage and 400,000 baht inpatient coverage. So if you're looking to retire, those are going to be kind of your minimums. Now, there are a lot of people, and I'm not saying this to make anybody mad, guys, so please don't take this the wrong way. All right. I'm 39. I have 2 million baht worth of health insurance coverage here. I have an accidental plan that is worth 1 million baht, and then I have a major medical plan that is worth 1 million baht, both of which have zero deductibles. And I'm 39. Okay. So, my question to the retirees that are having such a hard time with this, I understand it costs money. Believe me, I understand. My policies were not cheap. There were about, both of them together were about 1,300 or 1,400 US dollars. So, it's quite expensive, but that was for an entire year, completely covered, zero deductible, don't have to worry about anything, right? So, my question to you is this. I'm 39. I'm in pretty good health, physically, pretty good health. I don't really have to see a doctor. I don't really have to have extenuating amounts of health insurance, and I've gotten way more than I probably will ever use here in Thailand. If you are retirement age 50 or older, my question to you is then, and don't get mad at me, guys, don't get mad. I'm just asking, why would you not want health insurance? Why would you not want health insurance? I think about this like my dad, right? My dad's in his early 60s and he's retiring. The first thing that he did when he got ready to retire was make sure that he and his wife had health insurance. Why? Because as we get older, our bodies tend to break down. It's a fact of life. It's no secret. That's why I said, even at 39, having the coverage that I have with the health insurance is just practical. It's practical. And, Thailand has set this thing up. I've done my research, and I could talk about the visa situation and what visa you need to be on and that kind of thing, but I'm not going to. Simply because if you want to find out about that stuff, there's a forum called Thai Visa Advice. I think that's what it's called, Thai Visa Advice. Hang on, let me check just to be sure. I don't want to lie to you guys. Let me look at my groups. 1 second. And groups, I just had like messages there for some reason. Thai visa advice. It's called Thai visa advice. Hey, elite class, good to see you, man. Thai visa advice. Go to that forum on Facebook. It's a Facebook group. And they will answer. They have some really, really educated moderators in there that will answer most of your questions. And if they can't answer them, they will tell you they can't answer them. And I really like that about the group. I find it very, very worthwhile. I find it worth it. Yeah, midweek stream, Ross, just kicking in my 2 cents about the health insurance thing. And basically my 2 cents is this. It doesn't make any sense to be in Thailand without health insurance. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't make any sense to travel without health insurance. And it doesn't make any sense to live in any country without health insurance. Particularly, some of you guys know I've been really, really sick the past couple of weeks. And thankfully, because of health insurance, very little has had to come out of my pocket. So I can only tell you what I would do if I was in your situation. And that is real simple. If I'm 50 or older and I'm going to get a retirement visa here in Thailand, and I'm talking about the 1 year, not the 90-day where you come in on the 90-day. I'm talking about the whole, if I'm going to get the retirement visa and live and retire here in Thailand, why would you not have health insurance? There are so many things that can go wrong. Did we not learn anything from Kev's situation? Most of you guys know Kev in Thailand, right? Did we not learn anything from his situation? I mean, he was going to get health insurance in what, 6 months, 4 months? And hey, Steve, good to see you, buddy. Real good to see you in the chat, man. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good evening to me. But we saw Kev, right? And I'm 100% fan of Kevin's and have nothing bad at all in any regard to say about him at all. Wishing him nothing but the best, hoping he gets better. I'm just saying his situation we can really, really, really learn from. 6 months too late or too early, really. Hey, Gordon, how you doing, man? You could probably comment on this a little bit, but I'm not telling anybody anything about which visa to get, what the rules stipulate about everything. I've told them what the minimums are, the 40 and 400. And that's about it. Steve says 6 months away from being 60. Yeah, he was going to buy health insurance, medical insurance when he was 60. And 6 months before he bought that insurance, he got a cancer of the esophagus. And, if you hear like Rob giving updates on him and that kind of thing, it doesn't sound too good. I mean, I hope the best for Kev, but I'm just saying, why would you not want health insurance being here? Even if you've been in good health your entire life. I'll give you another example. My father, he's been in good health for the most part his entire life, but he still maintains health insurance. And as soon as he retires, his number one priority is health insurance. Good morning, Frank. Good to see you in here. Jim says, as we get older, we have to cover ourselves because medical will bankrupt you in a heartbeat. And that's so true. It's so true. And think about if you get caught over here without health insurance. Number one, there's no guarantee that you're going to be treated, right? There's no guarantee of that. And then if you are, you're probably not going to be allowed to leave the country until you've paid off your debt. And that could take some serious cash because hospitals, depending on what kind you go to, there are basically 3 levels over here in Thailand that I'm aware of. And if I'm wrong about any of this, please leave it in the comment section below. You guys want to start a discussion about this? Leave it in the comment section below. Let's talk about it. Educate me, please. But there are basically 3 kinds of hospital. The public, which is super, super cheap, but you get what you pay for. Then there's the private, right, which is the in-between the international and the public. It's good care. I've been to private hospitals. I've been to the private hospital in Pattaya, the one right beside the Red Planet. Real good care, a little more expensive, actually a lot more expensive. And then you have the international hospitals, which are world class, in my opinion. So you, if you get stuck in an international hospital with no insurance, which I don't think you would, I don't think they would take you there with no insurance. But just imagine if you got stuck in a private or an international hospital, even a public hospital, and you were there for a week. Let's say you got dengue fever. It could happen to anybody at any time. You're looking at some serious money, and health insurance would alleviate that problem for you. I encourage people to get health insurance just because it makes practical sense. Not because the Thai government's doing anything different. I mean, obviously they are with putting requirements on this, but it kind of should have been a requirement the whole time. Should it not have? I mean, if you're going to live here, period, like workers, for example, when you get a non-B visa and a work permit, when you get that work permit, your job provides you with some kind of insurance. Most of it is accidental, but nevertheless, they still provide you with some type of insurance. Let's see. Gordon says, I renewed just before the mandatory insurance, going to get health insurance ASAP. Yeah, Gordon, you understand. I mean, you know the deal, man. Frank says, even before all this insurance stuff started, I would not think of not covering myself and my wife. Exactly. You have to be covered, guys. You have to be covered. It's the same reason we put insurance on our cars and insurance on our houses. And, you know, why do you buy fire insurance for your house? Because if it burns down, you're going to lose everything in it, and you're going to need money to replace it. Same thing with your health. I mean, I couldn't imagine anything more important than my own health. Ross says insurance is so much less cost here than the U.S. as well. That is so true. I mean, there is no way a person like me, right, could get health coverage like I've got in the United States of America for the price that I pay. There's no way. There's no way. Steve says we all mourn in the UK, but yes, we are very lucky with our service. And I'm tending to believe you. I have never been a fan of socialized medicine. However, I am an open-minded person. I am a person that is always willing to see both sides. And I have to tell you, I don't know the details of how your system works over there, Steve, but what I have learned about it is kind of impressive, to be honest with you. And I'm kind of leaning towards the whole, I wouldn't say universal healthcare, but I'm kind of leaning towards the whole, well, maybe universal healthcare. I don't know. But I think that everybody deserves the right to have healthcare. That's just my personal opinion. And it not cost you a fortune. That's my personal opinion. Gordon says, I've got accident insurance, but it has nothing to do with health. Yeah, Ross is going to tell you, he and I both have AIS. His wife searched out for what was the best, and AIS came out the best. On call says, hey, JC, how you doing? I'm insured here and would be insured there. No difference. Cheers, mate. Thanks for sharing. You're very welcome. On call. And yeah, it's just it just makes logical sense to me because I don't mind you guys asking me questions, but number one, I'm not an expert on the retirement insurance policies. I have done a lot of research and I do know a lot about it, but I'm not going to share all that information because there are so many other places from people that are actually going through having to get the new policies that are being made available to you that you could get straight from the mouth kind of knowledge and information. And I would encourage you to do that. I'm not the right person for that. I'm just the person that's going to sit here and tell you, why would you not have insurance? Why? Please explain to me why you would not have insurance. I don't understand. Gordon says his bank offers AIS. Maybe I'll do that. AIS is good, man. Ross says they have different plans. My gold plan for my age is 42,000 baht a year with zero deductions. That's it. And I think I have the silver. I may have the silver plan. I can't remember. I have a very good plan like Ross's. I don't know if it's gold or not, but mine was 30. Both of them together, the accidental and the full medical, was 34 or 32,000 baht for the year? I can't remember. Guys, that's nothing for for health insurance. And Ross, 42,000 at his age. I mean, really? Steve says if you need meds to keep you alive or improve your daily life, we don't have to pay for them. I believe that is not the same in the U.S. That is definitely not the same in the U.S., Steve. Definitely not the same in the U.S. I'm not going to get into the U.S. right now because I'm a little upset with their health insurance methods at the moment, because I've been doing some digging as a U.S. citizen. You know, I told you guys that you guys know, the people that's in this chat, and I don't care if everybody else knows that watches it, knows that I've been really, really under the weather, very sick for the last 3 weeks. And, you know, the United States has offered the insurance that I had there, and the little bit that I have has offered basically nothing. So, yeah, good question, Ross. Gordon says, I've been thinking I can always fly back to Canada, but I'd rather not have to do that. And see, that gets most people. And did you know that you can actually buy insurance with an air ambulance attached to it that will fly you back to your home country if you get into really bad shape? Now, it would probably be really, really expensive. I imagine it would be very expensive. But they offer it. If you can afford it, get it. Glenn says, hello, everybody. Hey, Glenn, good to see you. Jim says, I think JC will tell you, like he always does, use what he says as a guide, but do your own research. 100%. 100%. What I'm telling you is a guide. I am not a lawyer. I'm not a health insurance expert. I'm not a health insurance policy writer. I'm not any of those things. I'm just telling you what I read from the Thai government, and then I'm telling you my thoughts on what I think about getting insurance. Ross says the insurance the bank sells is usually a different, it's usually a different type of insurance. That's true. Steve says we're all sending positive thoughts and prayers to get you back to full health, my friend. Thank you, Steve. I really appreciate that. And for those of you that are wondering or worried about me or whatever, I am getting a little bit better. Day by day, one day at a time. It's been a minute. It's been a little bit of a struggle, but you know, it's coming back. It's coming back. I had a lot of things happen. I'm going to get into detail in the future about all this stuff, so you guys will understand what happened. Okay. But thank you very much, Steve. I really appreciate that, man. You always been just a super loyal friend, super dedicated to this channel and this family. And I love you for it, man. I really do. Gordon says, if I had insurance, I'd stay in Thailand. The medical care here is 10 times better. I've heard great things about the medical care here. I've experienced great things regarding the medical care here. I can't say that you're not telling the 100% truth, Gordon, because my experience is the same as yours. Paul says the USA does have universal health care for all those 65 and older since 1966. It's called Medicare. That's true. Why not the rest? The question mark. You are making a point that I am not even going to get started on, because you make I get it, Paul. And if you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking, I'm with you, buddy. Carl from New York Cebu retracted his message. Easter Bunny, you need to read that in your insurance, Carl. Okay, he must have been talking about something else. Carl says if it's to a rehab center, it might cover it. I don't know why you'd be going to rehab. Hey, Aubrey. I'm getting better. One day at a time. Oh, thank you for throwing up the PayPal link, Jim. But I'm not looking for. I'm never looking for contributions. If they happen, they happen. It is what it is. But thank you anyway, Jim. Raymond says Jim Daily, and make sure veg ain't sprayed organic. Is cheap in Siam. Healthy body, healthy mind. Try Muay Thai Gym. All that stuff's good, Raymond. All that stuff is great, and it's good for your body. Don't get me wrong. Very good for you. But you cannot control what goes on. You cannot control cellular division in your body, is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? You can't control it. And if God forbid, I'd never want it to happen to anybody, but if you get cancer or something like that, you can't control it. You can lessen your chances, but you can't say, I'm definitely going to be cancer-free the rest of my life. Just can't do it. And evening to you, sexy man, Easter Bunny. Appreciate it. Gordon says, I had my hernia operation at Pattaya City Hospital. It was no 5-star hotel, but the medical care was excellent. 50,000 baht, and I got 3,000 baht back at the end. See, it's good. It's good. John says, in Thailand, Medicare is pay first, USA is collect after. That's exactly true. And in fact, John, in most of Southeast Asia, that's the way that healthcare works. You pay first, and then you get the care taken care of, right? So in the USA, it's the opposite. You know, you go into an emergency room or whatever the case may be, and you get seen, they take care of you, and then they bill you for everything. I mean, everything. Ross says, Carl asked if his doctor prescribed a vacation, would insurance cover it? Oh, I seriously doubt it, but hey, you never know. Easter Bunny says 50,000 baht, insane price. Raymond said, oh, thank you for throwing the link to the merch up there, Jim. Raymond says death and life are twins. It's just a way forward with healthy eating, no stress, as well is a killer. You make that last part of your statement there, Raymond, makes so much sense, because I have been talking to doctors for the last 3 weeks, and they have literally told me that I'm going to have to make some life changes because most of my problems that I've been encountered with, most of them, not all of them, but most of them are stress related. And stress, that the doctors have looked at me and said, you know, stress is going to get you eventually, one way or the other. So I agree with not living a stress-filled life. Don't live a stress-filled life. You know, you're here in Thailand, if you're a retiree and they say you got to get health insurance, just get health insurance. Just get health insurance. Because you've already got the money to retire. Since they put the money, the fund stipulation on retirement, you shouldn't have a problem buying health insurance. I'm sure they're not going to make it super expensive. You know, just a thought. Ross says they do collect at the end of service here. They tell you costs before you begin. They will always care for you no matter what. I did not know that, Ross. So thank you for sharing that. Jim says, last time I was in the hospital, the doctor told me, Mr. Pell, get rid of the stress or it is going to get rid of you. And, you know, I've kind of heard whispered sentiments of the same thing these past 3 weeks, to be honest with you, Jim. And I'm working through them, you know, we're working through them. And this is another reason why I say health insurance is super important, because if you need to go to the doctor or if you need to go see a specialist for something, having that medical coverage is invaluable. I mean, it's just, you really just I cannot explain to you how important it is to have that health insurance. Raymond says, I find boxing and weights helps with my mental health. I work out every day, 130 plus a week, and without it, it gradually relieves the stress. That probably does work for you, Raymond. It works for a lot of people. For me, it's finding the time to do something like that. That's where I'm getting a little overwhelmed, but it's okay. It's okay. It's going to be all right. Easter Bunny says stress is crazy if you can't control it. High blood pressure and all kinds of problems as sleep. Yes, you're right. You're right. High blood pressure and chronic insomnia are two things that I already have, and I'm only 39 years old. So that's, you know, a problem. It's a problem. It really is. Raymond says cortisol is, yeah, I'm very familiar with cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone. Insulin drives it out of blood, is why so many peeps comfort eat. That's right. That's correct, Raymond. You are absolutely 100% correct. Cortisol, well, I'm not going to get into talking about hormones because I'm not I'm not a doctor, and I don't want you guys to think I'm trying to be smarter than I am. So I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. On your way out, please hit the thumb button if you thought this content was valuable in any way, form, or fashion. I just want to tell you guys that don't have health insurance or that are super concerned about getting health insurance coming to Thailand, just do a little research. You'll be fine. Thailand has a website already set up for you to be able to purchase health insurance. If I can find that site again, I read it in a news article. If I can find that site again, I'll put it in the description of the video eventually. But the main thing to take away is just get health insurance and be on the safe side. Take care of yourself, most importantly. And like everybody's saying, try your best to limit stress. Try your best to limit stress. Let's see, Raymond says, make time to train, buddy. It will change a lot of stuff. Hey, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right, Raymond. I don't doubt that one bit. I don't doubt anything that you said. I really don't. Mitch says, hello, stress is the *1 problem with employees working at, yes, stress would be the *1 problem for anybody working, I would imagine. Raymond says, my son had a cat bite, go septic, and we had a week in the hospital, nurse 24/7 and 3 drips a day. IV cost $8,000. Oof, wow. Thank you, Mitch. Thomas says, get a prescription for insomnia. Either that, try first, or Kingpin sleeping medication. Well, I will take a look at those medications, my friend. Thank you for passing along the information. And if anybody else wants to pass along any information for chronic insomnia, anxiety, any of that stuff, high blood pressure, whatever the case may be, if you want to pass that stuff along, put it in the comment section below. No problem. I'd love to hear from you. Educate me. Please educate me. I do my best to educate you. So help out and educate me for sure. Thanks for the super chat, Mitch. Much appreciated. David says, hi, Jeremy. Unfortunately, abusing your body in your youth comes back to bite you later. I stopped smoking 9 years ago, but I will pay for it 45 years for life. Yeah, I stopped smoking 8.5 years ago. So I understand, David. I get it. You make a very good point. Raymond says, maybe an option corner. Dr. Lopez. I have to check that out. Gordon's Live says, you may have sleep apnea. I did. I use a CPAP machine. That's a good question. It probably wouldn't hurt for me to check that out again, Gordon. I checked it out one time before and I didn't have it. So, we'll see. Thank you, Frank, for saying I'm looking good. I appreciate it. I'm feeling a little bit better, guys. I'm starting to sleep again, and, hopefully everything will be okay. Paul says, for you guys on Medicare, if you get a United AARP, you have built 50,000 Mercy Care, just saying, get it. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to take some of the names of medications out here. YouTube's are updating its service, guys. So I saw your message, Easter Bunny, and I'll check it out for sure. Aubrey, you have a good one. That's something interesting, Raymond. Testosterone replacement. That'd be interesting. Mitch, bye for now. Thomas says there's no way algorithm or even it won't work. Definitely get tested for sleep apnea if you haven't already. I've had it since I was a teenager. I'll do that, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And love you guys. Be safe and be healthy. That's the main thing. Be healthy. Get health insurance. Thumbs up. See you guys.